Hey, so driving home after school, and so I have 5 minutes for a quick chat, and I want to talk about self-care. So it saddens me to see how in education, self-care is depicted as this toxic positivity, when as a social worker, I've seen theories, models, framework for self-care, and I understand the significance of self-care for teacher well-being. So self-care is really not about just doing one thing and being done, right? Like, you wouldn't go to therapy when you're in crisis mode and expect everything to be resolved. Self-care has to be consistent. Self-care has to be a practice. It doesn't even have to be like the same practice, but a practice that you enjoy, and it's not forced upon you. And self-care should not be something that's like, it's your fault that you're feeling this emotions, you should be doing self-care. Self-care should not be that toxic. Self-care should really be something that's enjoyable. And so in recent years, I've shifted the language of just using self-care. I've used like mental health, teacher wellness, and I think the language that I've used the most is teacher SEL, because we have a ton of data in the academic world on SEL, why it's important. Social emotional is so significant for student well-being. We're learning coping skills, emotional regulation, critical thinking skills. We're learning about social interactions. We're doing all of these things, and your school should be teaching lessons consistently to every grade, to every classroom. And if they're not, that's a whole different conversation. But SEL should be part of this daily school living. And so if we know that, if we know how important it is, if we know that it supports academics, we should also, as educators, be practicing SEL, teacher SEL. Will it look different? Yes, because it's targeted for adults. But the idea of me saying teacher SEL is that, one, you're doing it consistently. Two, you're talking about it. You're talking with your colleagues, and you're having a great culture and climate, a great environment in your building. You're building these skills together. You're learning about responsible decision making. You're learning about receiving feedback. I mean, you're doing all of these things, and in the end, you're taking care of your mental health. You're doing the self-care practices. Does it have to be in the form of staff meeting? Absolutely not. The point is that you are practicing teacher SEL daily. And so that's why I use the language teacher SEL, because I want it to be just as important as what we provide to our students. I want us to know that it's important. There's research behind it. Our mental health matters, just like our students' mental health. And then that we also see that just like our students are learning, we should be learning similar skills. So if you don't know where to start, there's actually a really good teacher SEL journal book. I'm going to insert a image. I think that's a good start, because journaling, no matter how you do it, no matter if it's an audio, if you're writing, if you're using your computer, if you're drawing daily, journaling is actually one of the greatest coping strategies, in my opinion, for us to be able to take what's in our brain, what's causing us to be overwhelmed, and actually see it visually. So if you don't know where to start, use a book, but there's a ton of things that we can be doing. And if you're already teaching SEL in your classroom, you could also be practicing some of the things that you're doing with your students. So we're home, and I hope that helps to shift your perspective a little bit on self-care. And I am so sorry that for educators, self-care can sometimes be this toxic idea, but I really hope that everyone is practicing self-care daily and understand that it is important for us not to be burned out. Have a good rest of the day.